After you've made the decision to sell your house to a cash buyer, how do you know whether or not you're being taken advantage of? As a real estate investor myself, that is a question that I get often. So today, I'm going to give you a quick peek behind the scenes of how an investor thinks. And more importantly, I'm going to give you all of the information that you need so when you walk away from that closing table, you're confident that you got a fair deal. Are there bad actors out there who will try and take advantage of you? Yep, but here's the thing. A professional, ethical investor, we are not walking through your house trying to find every little thing that we can to try and give you a lowball offer. We're not looking at just the price. What we're actually trying to do is neutralize the unknowns. Now, I completely realize that I have not yet earned your trust for you to believe what I just said, but hopefully by the end of this video, I will. Now, when I say neutralize the risk, neutralize the unknowns, let me show you what I mean. Take a look at this house. When you look at the kitchen, when you look at the bathroom, would you ever in a million years think that this house has no water running to it? I mean, look, I am seeing faucets that have been used, toilets that have been flushed, but that house had no water running to it, not from the city, and there was no well. And I didn't find that out until the day of closing. This is a perfect example of why it is absolutely essential to neutralize those unknowns, because you just don't know what's going to hit you. That was thousands of dollars in permits and plumbers that was not accounted for in the initial budget. But because we built in a buffer, it did not tank the project. These are the kind of things that investors are thinking about. We're not just walking through noticing what needs to be fixed. We're thinking about what we can't see yet. All right, enough about me. This is about you. So how do you make sure that you're getting the best offer possible? You provide the one thing that every buyer is willing to pay a premium for: certainty. And this is where you have way more control than you think. If I were sitting across the table from you right now, here is exactly what I would tell you to do. First, get a home inspection. Don't wait for the investor to figure out what's wrong with your house, because the moment you do that, you have lost control of the conversation. Instead, you go out and figure out all of that information first. You find out exactly what's going on with that house before anybody else walks through that door. So when the investor starts to build their numbers, they aren't guessing anymore. They're working off the facts that you already know, and that changes everything. Now, the next thing that I want you to do is go out there and get 2 or 3 estimates on everything that you found on that inspection report. Not a ballpark, not my cousin can fix it, real written estimates. Because here's what happens if you don't have that. When an investor sees a problem, they're going to ask themselves, is this a $5,000 problem or is this a $25,000 problem? And when we don't know and we have to guess, we're going to guess high. But when you hand me an actual quote, you've just removed all of the guesswork. You've turned a maybe into an actual number. The home inspection paired with your estimates, this is your power move. Now you're not just telling the buyer what's going on. You're proving it. Here's the most beautiful part about this strategy. You now know exactly what's wrong with the house, and you know exactly how much it's going to cost to fix it. You can now negotiate a fair reduction based on the data that you've gathered. That is confidence. That is knowing the deal is a fair one. Now, let's not forget about those bad actors that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Now, with all of this information, do you think that they'd be able to take advantage of you now? I don't think so. Now, at the beginning of this video, I told you that I was going to try and earn your trust. Let me know in the comments if I accomplished that. And I really hope that what I've shared here today actually gives you a clear understanding of how things actually work on my side of the table. Because at the end of the day, a good deal, it has to work for both sides. The investor needs enough margin to take on the risk, and you deserve to know that what you're offered is fair. And the best way to protect yourself in that process is simple. You replace the guesswork with facts, because when you do that, You don't just get better offers, you get control. I'm going to leave you with one last thing. If you live right here in Metro Atlanta and you've got a property that you need to get off your hands, reach out to me. Click the Work With Me link in the description below. Or if you just have a question, click the Ask Me Anything link. I read and answer each one of those questions. All right, I'm done, and I'll see you in the next video.